Boomers and Zoomers, super welcome to today's video. Guys, today we're reviewing a game that grabbed me by my balls and held so tight that I just couldn't stop thinking about it. In a good way, that is. So what do you say we start this review? Let's do this. And today's ball grabber by the grill is no other than the incredible Nightmare Reaper. Let's begin with the story. So first of all, let me tell you how the story is told. You have this hub world-ish thing between levels, and that hub world-ish thing is a mental hospital that you're trapped in. Just like in real life. No, I'm kidding. Every time you finish a level, the story unfolds 1 to 3 sentences at a time, uncovering clues about your past and how you ended up trapped in this nightmare hospital. And that, my friends, is pretty much how the story unfolds itself. I won't spoil much more, but the story really comes second in this game. It works as a break between levels, although it is done in a really good way, with the sentences that unfolds being read with voice acting. Voice acting, yes. You don't have to read if you don't want to. So the premise of the game is that every time you go to sleep, you end up in a nightmare world. In there, you have to fight your way out to wake up once again. And if you die in real life. But really you don't, as that would mean game over, but you end up restarting before you went to sleep, being able to go right back to sleep and start the level again, from the start. But more so, as you progress, this mental hospital unlocks more and more, and you discover even more things you wish you never knew, and things to interact with and collect. But be careful, because some things are freaking jump scary in this game.
I can't take it anymore! I just wanna die!
The full game spans a whooping 3 freaking episodes that takes around 7 to 10 hours to complete each. Woo! That is a lot of hours of fun. Now this, my boomers, is the perfect example of what a simple and non-complex story can do to enhance the game. It is honestly done so fucking well with this hospital level, the mystery behind your background, and all the little small events that unfold as you progress in the game, like this door suddenly opens, this shadow scares the living crap out of you. It's just in the right magical level of being super simple and easy to follow, but still so exciting and interesting. Now friends, what do you say we grab this ball grabber by its own balls and jump into the gameplay? Oh boy, where do I start with the gameplay on this one? You know the basics now. You sleep, you have a nightmare, and you wake up. But there is an insane amount of more to this game than just that. But it still manages to feel simple at its core with no overly complex systems. You can literally pick it up at any time and have no worries that you forgot how to do this or that. It's that simple, but it still has so much going for it. And I will touch more on that right now. So let's begin with the skills and the skill trees, because there is more than one, but I will only spoil one for you as they work more or less the same, but I want you to have a, new fresh experience when you play this game yourself. So you have this Nintendo handheld that acts as your skill tree. Inside it, you put a cartridge that holds a minigame. And that minigame is your branch of skills. And remember, there are more than one, but I'm just showing you this one. So this one works like Mario would. You pick the skill you want to acquire by spending some gold on it, and into the level you go. And once you finish the level, the skill is yours. It's so fucking brilliant. I'm lost for words how cool this skill tree mechanic is. And the amount of upgrades and skills that you can acquire in this game, it's mind-blowing. There are so many, it literally takes tens and tens and tens of hours to acquire all of them. But at least I never felt stressed about not having all of them. I never felt underpowered or that I was missing some kind of skill to advance in the game or progress in the game, because it can feel very overwhelming when there is this much to it, but this one never felt like it. Sometimes I was stacking up coins that I had over 100,000 coins and I didn't even think once about the skill tree. And then when I thought about it, my mind was blown again. I also want to mention that if you do get tired of the awesome, amazing minigames, there is an option to turn them off inside the main menu. So you can turn them off if you want to. But for me, maybe they were a little bit too many. And I think that if they cut all the minigames in half, that would have been the sweet spot for most players. But I'm leaving this one out there. If you want to turn them off, you can. But if you don't want to, leave them on, because it is a very nice change of pace in the game. So we do also have guns in this game, believe it or not, friends. And with it comes 4.5 types of different weapons, split into light ammo, heavy ammo, magic ammo, and a few that doesn't require ammo, like melee weapons or some that uses your blood as ammo, you know, your standard blood ammo, you know. And inside these types of weapons, there is a total of over 80 freaking weapons, and they all feel very unique from each other. None feel copy-pasted and slightly altered. They're all different in their own way, with alternate fire modes, and some even have different elemental attributes. You heard it right, friends. Ranging from fire to making the projectiles larger, to firing pizzas instead of rockets, and the list goes on, and they sound and look something like this. Did you fucking see and hear that? Oh my fuck. They have the visual punch, they have the audio punch, the enemies have the hit feedback, the gore flies literally everywhere. It's a dream come true for any boomer shooter enthusiast. Now, unfortunately, at the end of each level, you can choose to keep just one weapon. The rest will be sold for gold. But after that, the game rewards you yet another time, depending on how many enemies you kill, how many secrets you found, etc, etc. You get a percentage increase in the gold that you have acquired during the level, and more gold equals more skills. But you can still only keep one weapon, and this actually keeps inventory management at a minimum, because, you know, you're just gonna use these weapons once, then you're gonna throw them out, except for one. Now, the only thing I have to complain about with the guns is their low pixel count. They are very blocky, and you often view them from an angle that doesn't give you a good look of them. Mostly, it just looks like a stick pointing out from between your legs. You know what I mean. And I would have preferred to see them just a bit from the side, so that I can see their full glory and artistic style when making my enemy's blood fly everywhere. And then we got the enemies. While not as varied as the guns, they are plenty, and ranging from explodies to regular zombies, warlocks, and pretty much anything in between, with a demonic and zombie-like art style to them. Sometimes the game throws a bunch of enemies at once, making it for quite a hectic shootout. But at other times, the game emphasizes exploration, with a few enemies here and there, and oh boy, never have I felt so intrigued to explore. The game is so chock full of references, Easter eggs, and secrets that are both easy and hard to find, but all feel so incredibly rewarding and fun. Now, the most common thing you will find in these secrets are treasures, which translates to gold. But sometimes there is a weapon hiding there. Other times there is the most brilliant of references. You never really know what you're getting, which really adds to the fun. Just as I said in the start of the video, this game has so many things going for it, but nothing is overly complex. It all feels so well thought out and implemented with such high quality. Also, there is bosses in this game, and yeah, they're nothing special really, so I'll just leave it at that, okay? Now, we can't just leave the gameplay without talking about the levels. And yes, the levels, they are procedurally generated in this game, and that does not ring well in my ears. My experience with procedurally generated levels is not the best. And honestly, sometimes that does shine through in this game as well. There are some areas in some maps that is just there with no purpose than to drag you into a dead end. No enemies, no loot, no nothing. And I think it is an effect from having procedurally generated levels, but if you know that I'm wrong, please correct me down in the comments, but that's what I think. But other than that, I experienced no issues with it. I didn't get stuck, enemies were not clipping through the walls, it worked well. And the variety in the levels, they freaking over-excel the weapons. God damn, there is a lot of levels. When you enter a level for the first time, you can expect to play in a similar setting for a total of 3 to 4 times. Then, the game completely changes the setting, varying from sewers, space, towns, forests, just about anything your imagination can come up with. At the core, the levels they are quite simple. You got these gigantic Minecraft blocks that all of the levels are essentially made up of, but all the secrets, environment variations, the verticality, all the different textures, the amazing weather effects makes the levels really enjoyable, even though they are made out of gigantic Minecraft blocks. Now, my fellow boomers, we move this review to the juicy pixels, and oh boy are the pixels juicy in this one. A little too juicy if you ask me. I mean, I don't mind pixels at all, but these are just a bit too big for my taste. They should have increased the pixel count and made them a little smaller, especially in the weapons as I mentioned previously. But the same applies to the enemies. The pixels, they're just a bit too big, and I like to see a little more detail on everything with a higher pixel count. But there is also a lot of modern aspect to this game. All the effects, the lighting, the shadows, which in my opinion is an amazing blend. Especially the lighting, it really creates such an amazing atmosphere blended in with these chunky, juicy pixels. I just love when games does this, and this one really nails that blend. However, each time you pick up a coin, the screen flashes. And I'm not sure if you can turn this off. I was so blinded from all the flashes that at least I could not see it in the options. And those flashes, friends, they burn your eyes after a few hours of playtime. So boomers, be sure to rest for 15 minutes every now and then when playing this, if you don't want epilepsy, that is. And then we have another thing. There is a ton of loot in this game, and that makes the ground so cluttered sometimes. And with some environmental details like grass, stones and whatnot, it was sometimes hard seeing what was loot and what was clutter. More than once I tried picking up a stone because I thought it was loot. But overall, I really did enjoy this mix of old school and modern. This game actually has an extremely nice blend of it. And the gore, well, the gore is amazing. The enemies, they explode as enemies should explode. And that makes this boomer shooter guy very happy. Now we reach the audio segment of the review, and oh my, it's good. The music from the shooter music god Andrew Hulsholt does not disappoint in this game. One of the first things I said when I played this game and the music kicked in was this. The music though. I'm liking the music. And that, my friends, is a good grade from Slim. And the weapons, we already went through them. They have the audio punch. They sound magnificent. The enemies, they are okay. The ambience, the weather effects, it sounds brilliant. And I have yet to find any type of audio in this game that does not live up to the 80 plus weapons in this game, because they all sound good from like the 79 that I picked up so far. This game has some really good audio with some great ambience and decent sounding enemies. But the music, oh, the music, the drums, the guitar, oh, it's good, it's good. Yes, I like it. Now in conclusion, friends, this is a game I would recommend to roguelite fans, non-roguelite fans, boomer shooter fans, non-boomer shooter fans, FPS fans, and non-FPS fans. Heck, I'd recommend this game to my grandma. It's just so good that I can't stop thinking about it. I think about it before I go to bed, I think about it when I'm working, I think about it when I'm playing with my kids. It's got me by the balls, and it's got such a really tight grip on them, in a good way that is. Honestly, play this game even if you think that the pixels are a mess. You should play it even if you think it looks as fun as watching a 10-hour long YouTube video of a unicorn singing the same song. You should play this game. But before you run off and play this game, you should not miss these awesome boomer shooters.